No, I mean like when you did decide to come in here. Come on. What's up, Bog Noise? Hey, Bog Noise, what's your take on Metroid Prime 4 right now? Nah? Yeah. Let me see something. Hang on. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, them hiding it suggests that maybe they were unsure how people would take it. Yeah. I definitely thought maybe that was the case. But I just don't know what it is. What's the What do you think they're emulating? It's got to be like modern God of War, right? Wait a minute. It just has me worried that they don't really know what people like about this series. Because, you know, Retro Studios has changed a lot since, like, they've done anything with Metroid. What's up in Norco? Just get Prime hacked. I wasn't about to bust out my Wii for this shit. Problem is, my computer is like, hang on. I don't know. This is new. Hang on one second.
Stand to, Samus. Our situation doesn't... This cannon was our only weapon capable of taking out orbiting ships. We need you and the other hunters to get the generators back on... I'm uploading the generator coordinates to you now.
Hang on, I'm gonna have to restart the emulator. I don't know why it's doing this. See if I can. I've not. I just like set this up earlier. So I was freaking out. Hang on one second. Well, I think the thing I turned on, I should not have turned on. I just, you know, I was like really hoping that the direction they were going was the opposite direction they were headed when they did Prime 3. And it just seems like they quadrupled down on that. I don't know what. What's going on? Oops. Too quiet? Huh? The audio? Yeah, I wonder if we'll ever find out what happened with them. Uh... The hell is Z on here? What's up, Lemur? Hang on one second. What? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, lock on? And then... I have to figure out how Prime Hack handles this. Oh, okay. I got it. Shift. Oh, it's just let go. Okay. Man, it's all just baked into the controls. What's up, Ashif? I don't understand. I'm telling you right now, the reason they never did Prime 3 like remaster just because they couldn't figure it out because they put in so much of this Wii shit. Well, I mean, I don't think it matters what you do. I mean, just know that Prime Hack is like designed to make it like easier and like playable on the controller. I mean, I'm doing mouse and keyboard and it's definitely a little funky, but I mean, a lot of it is just shit I'll have to get used to. No. Yeah, I mean, and they have like a custom one just for Steam Deck if you want to play on Steam Deck, if you want to play on controller or mouse and keyboard. Can't get through that, right? Okay. Oh. She spoke, y'all. It's a little squirrely. Metroid Prime 4, come on, dude. There's no way Metroid Prime 4 would be this quiet. I wanted to play this one because there are a lot of people arguing about Metroid Prime 4 right now. And there are people out there who have the audacity. So I've never liked this one as much as Metroid Prime 1 and 2 because of, you know, there are more like NPCs and like the boss hunters and stuff, and I don't know, personally I think they're kind of lame. But there are fucking assholes out there acting like this new shit is no different than Metroid Prime 3, which is not fucking true. What's up, Night Shader? What's up, Scotch? I mean, honestly, Sanji, it's gonna kill me if Metroid Dread ends up being the better Metroid game. I mean, I still think that's... Look, it's not like they nailed the atmosphere or anything in Dread. I mean, not through... I mean, whatever. Like, being hunted was kind of cool, but like... The music was kind of whack. The biomes were kind of whack. I don't know. It's just, whatever. Dread's good. It's just not... No, I mean, I have legitimate problems with Dread. I do think it's better than anyone could have expected, honestly. Am I supposed to grapple or something? Oh, I am. Okay. I can't remember. Sure wish I had an NPC there to tell me how to handle those guys. I mean, that would have been great. Remember before you could just check your scan logs if you felt like it? This is 3, yes. How many of y'all have not... Have y'all seen, like, the previews? I'm not just talking about the trailer. This dude right here has the sickest boss fight music.
These pirates are more fragile than they appear. I just received word that the Federation is allowing all bounty hunters to use ship command devices. You should now be able to remotely command your ship and land it here. Don't forget to perform suit maintenance, and Generator A is just through those doors. While you head that way, I'll activate the generator on the west side.
This is one of the new things for Prime 3 is being able to move your ship around. What the hell is minus?
Data received.
Because the biomes aren't connected in this game. You fly from planet to planet. It's kind of whack. I don't know. Echoes is the best. I mean, I really like 1 and 2 a whole hell of a lot. 3 less so, but you know. I can move my ship around, but I don't think am I supposed to do that right now? It's kind of like a fast travel, honestly, but whatever. The like Sky City world or whatever that's in this game is really good. What is this shit? 100 kills? Is this Prime Trilogy stuff? Well, I have no memory of this. Getting dizzy. The FOV. This is just the default FOV for Prime Hack, I guess. Prime Hack is like a... I mean, it's like a specialized version of Dolphin specifically for Metroid Prime. But then they have like texture packs and stuff that you can get, and like custom configurations for different like control schemes and whatnot. But and I just use one of those, so I don't actually know how to tweak any of that stuff. Where the arm cannon is? What do you mean? You can't get Prime Hack to work on the deck? Use emu what is the emulator what is it called? The program emu deck. Use emu deck. It can install Prime Hack for you. Like, this stuff is so easy with Prime Hack. You just hold forward. It is the first thing I noticed when I started playing this, though, Carlos, was the FOV. What's up, Scare?
Samus, are you reading me? Something big is happening up here. What in the name of...
Shut up, Carlos.
Samus is heading right at you. That's why the pirates disabled the defense system. They intend to smash this thing into Noria. Get that cannon back online, or everyone down there is as good as dead.
I'm supposed to go in here, but need to like... I need miles. I need miles, y'all. Carlos, don't do it. Wait, you already did your counter pick. Alright, there's like a way I can like control this thing or something, but I can't remember. Am I worried about it? I'm a little worried about it, yeah. You can just straight up jump in morph ball form in this one? My god, I don't remember that at all. Look at that. You don't have to bomb jump? It's actually crazy. Metroid Prime 1 was like that? No. Prime 1 had a God, it's been a long time if that's the case. It's possible. Actually, you know, it's been a long time. How did I even do that? I'm pressing Alt. I don't know what button that actually is. But that's crazy. So what? Let's start actually reading these scans. Well, no one's played Metroid Prime 4 yet, Pocop, but it's more than a knee-jerk. Come on now. It's legitimate frustration and concern. But, you know, Dread got a lot of things right, so I would not be surprised if people come away from it thinking that. It's a well-liked game. Am I done in this room? I thought I was supposed to, like... You know, maybe I'm thinking of another one. I might be thinking of another one. Another pylon or whatever. But I mean, it's not even about so there's like different levels of hatred for what's going on in Prime 4, right? There's hatred of the character and everything he represents and Marvel MCU quippiness. Let me adjust the volume a little bit. Right? And then there's like the fact that, which is not even like my prime cause for concern. It's that there's an NPC at all, right? And it's the implementation, right? It's the fact that he's like an Atreus from God of War, right? Where he's there to like say, oh, by the way, there's a save room over there, don't miss that, or like, oh, maybe you should try hitting it with your missiles, or oh, you know, like everything, like literally. I asked Malia, who watches me play games sometimes, and I made her sit through those God of War games, and I asked her a couple of days ago, like, do you remember the one thing I hated the most and ranted about the most with those God of War games? And she knew right away what it was. Exactly. Precisely. And it was exactly that. If it's literally only 30 minutes and then never again. Well, the problem is, Zerby, is we know that's not true. If you watch the longer breakdown, like the official one, like they flat out have all the other NPCs that you're going to be traversing or exploring with, and they even have, like, you know, moments in there where they're interacting with you. It's not all going to be Miles, but there's a lady, the IGN preview did not show that, you're right, because that's not the only thing that's out there. Look at Nintendo released a long breakdown. There's 2 other dudes and a lady or some shit. And there's going to be more fucking escort missions. And again, it's not about Miles existing at all. Although I think it is really stupid to see, like, the conversations between someone who talks and then someone who just stands there. You know, Samus is a silent protagonist, which I don't love silent protagonists, but it works for Metroid because, I don't know, she's by herself on alien planets 99% of the time and not talking to people. But, like, when you have, like, cinematic cutscenes with people talking and then she says nothing, it's, like, stupid. And again, my biggest concern is you know, one, atmosphere ruined, because, you know, what I love about Metroid, what I love about classic Tomb Raider is, like, the atmosphere and all that, right? You know, from being isolated in a dangerous environment and that tension, whatever, right? But, like, what scares me more is that all the shit that made, like, that God of War Ragnarok fucking lame as shit, right? Which is the constant, like, chiming in of the NPCs that you're with, like, spoiling puzzles and exploration and hints for figuring things out. Like, it's awful. And that's what I don't want most of all. You know, we should watch that Metroid Prime 4 stuff. Let me get to my next save point. Why didn't I just move the ship? Where am I? I could have just moved the ship. I keep trying to, like, manipulate this with the mouse, and I'm like, homie, it don't work that way. If you take too long, the map points you to the right direction? Yeah. No, what does that have to do with anything? I know. I've played the Metroid Prime games. Are you equating that to a fucking Atreus? Like, shitting all over every fucking puzzle and item and fucking... I mean, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I really did not need to go this way, did I? But, what am I closer to? Map room. No. No, this is right. I don't want to take the ship. See if I remember how to... What's up, Torment? Well, I don't think anyone's writing off the entire game. That's not the sentiment I've been hearing. It's mostly just despair. You know, I didn't like the direction that this game was going, and I was so like. What frustrates me is they hid this for so long. 3 weeks before launch, they unveiled this shit. Everything we've seen up to this point at least made me think that what was actually going to happen was it was going to be more of a return to form and less of the direction they were going in with like you know, Metroid Prime corruption and you know, Federation Force and all the stuff after that, right? I thought they were going back to a more pure fucking Metroid Prime experience with less of that nonsense, because you didn't see any of that stuff in any of the trailers or gameplay demonstrations. And then to be like, surprise, motherfucker, it's actually worse than ever. It's absolutely not what you thought. No, I mean, I don't know if they wanted to hide it. I think Retro probably knew that it was going to lead to some pretty bad feedback and maybe didn't want... If they would have unveiled it earlier... Like, think about how long this game's been in production, right? If they would have unveiled it earlier, people would have been screaming, Ugly Sonic, fix it, redo it, Ugly Sonic, right? I think they probably did it close to launch, so that wasn't an option. I mean, if Retro believes that that's how they want it to be, I mean, I get it, but like, so why lead with that character though? Why do Miles when there's other NPCs that are going to join you? They've shown them in that most recent breakdown. Why Miles? Like, he literally, like, it's terrible. You know what? Did I save? No, I didn't save. Hang on. We're going to watch some stuff. Y'all hang tight. Like, Metroid Prime didn't feel like super cartoonish like this shit. Like, this is the direction I did not like Metroid going in. Like, some people are arguing from the point of like Metroid Prime 3 is goated, and we are already in a bad position if that's who I'm arguing with, because I think that this one is a good game, because I think all Metroid games are good to some extent, but is certainly not the direction I liked, and certainly my least favorite Prime game. And I've never cared about Metroid Prime like hunters and stuff, you know, and I need to actually read this stuff. What is going on? Crazy shit's happening with the sound. Yeah, this has like the super beam or whatever. But I mean, whatever. I mean, that's not my problem with the game. I mean, Metroid Prime 2 was such a brutal game that I didn't mind that this one was a little bit easier. Remembering all this shit. God, I'm still trying to get used to these keyboard controls.
The meteor will enter the planet's atmosphere soon. There is no time to lose, Samus.
I mean, did y'all... hold on. We're gonna watch some stuff. I got way more to say. Like they know what it will be. No, bro, they showed the game. There's so much of the game out there. It's not like they've shown what people are unhappy with already. Like they you know, I could be at a cubicle with Phil, so I guess win? Like, it's okay for people to already hate that. Yeah, it's also the fucking escort mission, but again, least of my concerns. I mean, yeah, I mean, the fact that, like, I mean, Jesus Christ. It's the Atreus thing. That's the shit that scares me most. But I certainly don't blame people by not wanting that kind of character. But there are some people who are like, well, as long as it's not Miles, I guess I'll be happy. But that ain't me. And that's still not a lot of other people. There's a lot of other people who are with me as far as, like,
I was able to get Generator B back online.
ruined atmosphere and concerns about, like, the problems with, like, God of War Ragnarok. Save room? Alright, let me stop. Let's watch some stuff. Because I feel like people don't realize that there's more out there. So let's first watch the Metroid the actual you know, 8-minute thing. Hang on one second. Why are y'all not seeing that? Weird. Hang on. Why is it not? I've never in my life. What the hell? Where's the other screen? Automatic. Okay, what the fuck? Why is it not letting me? Oh, you know what? It's because I... Hold on, let me turn this TV off. Oh. What am I? I'm clicking on the wrong fucking thing. Okay. What's up, Johnny? Let me get some water.
Explore a mysterious planet in this first-person adventure. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. When the Galactic Federation UTO Research Center is attacked by arch-rival Silex, the lone hunter Samus Aran answers their distress call and becomes entangled in an unexpected disaster. She awakens on an unknown
The
planet
face? What are you
called
talking about?
Euros. Now, she must fight to survive the planet and find a way home. As Samus, you will explore lush jungles full of plant life. A factory roaring with thunderous storms.
Fury Green is a little weird for a Metroid
A
plant.
research lab frozen in ice.
Ice belt.
And a facility nestled in a volcano. All of which contain remnants of a civilization long extinct.
We're doing great here.
The maps are maze-like.
I loved everything about this up until, you know.
And ferocious beasts will stand in your way. The key to exploration is the scan visor, which you'll use to gather information from the environment. Why did this planet's civilization crumble? And what have they left behind? Could there be a clue to your escape? Scan various objects to collect and analyze information to
It's a little nitpicky. I don't know if they've dialed back the scanning, but where's the cool zoom in UI and sound effect from scanning? I mean, I don't know. Why'd they change that of all things? That shit was...
scan various objects.
It might be
to
turned down
collect
for
and
the
analyze
trailer.
information to find a way forward.
Suit's looking on point, though. I will admit,
Your core abilities include salmon.
there are like bigger fish to fry as far as this topic of Metroid Prime 4. So people are no longer talking about the bike and the fact that the psychic powers seem kind of uninspired, but that stuff, I know there's going to be more, so I'm not too worried about it, but like the psychic abilities do seem super lame from what they've shown so far.
This is Power Beam, which can shoot rapid fire or charged. Highly accurate target tracking missiles.
That enemy looks pretty cool.
The ability to jump.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did you see that?
Target tracking missiles.
See the bike there? Is that like right before she gets her bike?
Rapid fire or charged.
There are multiple bikes. Look, there are multiple bikes. It's not like some special
Highly
bike.
accurate target tracking missiles. The ability to jump. The form-altering morph ball.
This is the shit right here, man. Like all the morph ball shit, that's the shit that put Prime like over the edge. That shit was so sick when Metroid Prime came out, and it stayed awesome.
And dashing while locked on a target. During your adventure, you will also receive mysterious powers passed down on Bureau.
Like these, for having psychic powers, this seems the most like the most uninspired things you could do with psychic powers.
With the power of your
At least controlling the beam we know is going to be fun. Twing twang, right?
and use the
But this
psychic
shit,
growth to manipulate energy
move light balls around and open doors. It's like,
by harnessing these abilities.
what?
You can access
This looks
new
cool, right?
areas, great
So to me, this looks like reminds me of like the dual grappling claws from Twilight Princess,
by harnessing
maybe, right?
Using these abilities, you can
Like you can grapple and then
access
continue to grapple.
new areas, greatly expanding the explorable world.
Well, we are eventually going to be space jumping, right? Screw attacking, as some people like to call it. Surely. Like, what is... See, I saw this and I'm like, yo, was she controlling that direction of that path? It does kind of look like she is. Like, it's definitely kind of going all over the place. I think it's possible. This stuff looks very cool as well. It's very much like Epona coded, right? But I'm okay with that. Like, again, coming off of Prime 3, which those biomes are not even connected, I'm okay with this being more of like an Ocarina of Time style. I'm looking at the mini map up there. Or the one on the top right. Definitely seems kind of like maybe the shit of interest is going to be kind of on the edges of a big area. But you know, if there's like little shrine type stuff like in between, maybe that's fucking cool, right? Any sort of Breath of the Wild influence on any other Nintendo property at this point is probably a good thing in one way or another.
The various zones are connected by a central desert called Soul Valley.
So like here, right? This suggests that maybe there's going to be some shit over there. Did my wife go to sleep?
By obtaining Viola, a machine left behind by an
Viola, right? She even calls her Viola. Reminds me of Bayonetta 3. I don't know how I feel about that. But we saw other bikes. So why has this one got a name? I thought because the name was Viola that it was like special for her. But we saw other bikes.
ancient civilization, you can freely traverse the roadless desert as you...
Loco Cycle? Hey, Carlos, you know Twisted Pixel, they're the ones developing that Marvel or that Deadpool VR game coming out?
head for each zone. Certain actions can be taken while riding Viola. These include countering attacks from approaching enemies and smashing crystals at high speed to convert them into the energy.
Let me look at this little. See this mini map? Kind of interesting.
Enemies.
This is like a radar, which is, you know, for like a combat radar, right?
And smashing.
But this is more the map. It's interesting. Because this is not like the edge, because this is where she's in, unless it's like
Crystals at high speed to convert them into the energy you'll need on your adventure. Plus, if
so like again, she's in a map.
Samus is in a location where she can ride Viola.
See, this is fucking hype.
It can be summoned instantly.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Tomb Raider Underworld, the level Mexico, I think. Is it Mexico?
And by dismounting, you'll return to a first-person perspective to continue exploring. And by dismounting, it can be summoned instantly. And by dismounting, you'll return to a first-person perspective to continue exploring.
So do you think this is like the entrance to like a I mean, like, what do you think this is? Is this more like a shrine? Because they've shown like not just the other biomes, but kind of like the entrances to the biomes, and this doesn't seem like one of those. A text log? A race start?
Like Samus,
I could see this have been being like a, hold on.
You'll return to a first-person perspective to continue it.
At first I thought maybe there'd be like an elevator or whatever, but
Exploring.
definitely something going on there. Alright, so here's all their homies.
Like Samus, some Galactic Federation troopers were also
Remember me? Is that... Wait, that's Other M. Right?
transported to Vuros.
Data received.
Follow distress signals to help the troopers and occasionally
It is that guy? That's an Other M character. Right?
battle alongside them. They can even provide useful upgrades.
Don't ask me to remember anything about Other M. Jesus.
Hope to escape the planet alive.
Yeah, but Other M and the Prime, this suit looks good. Other M and the Prime series, the Prime series doesn't really mesh with like the quote unquote mainline series, right? Those are like separate things. It is part of the timeline. You won't catch me talking about timelines for any franchise that I like. I ain't gonna talk about the Zelda timeline, the Castlevania timeline, the Metroid timeline. I ain't here for that. I'm glad there's people like Chris Davis who care, but
Great. Teamwork is key if any of you hope to escape the planet alive.
teamwork.
If inside them,
All right, listen to what they're saying.
provide useful upgrades.
See, Mackenzie, the fact that they have their name here, that they one of the videos brought up a good point that like when they were down, it didn't say like Miles is down, it said like Federation troopers down or whatever. But yeah, listen.
Even provide useful upgrades.
Hold on.
Follow
I'm looking too much. Listen. I'm talking too much.
distress signals to help the troopers and occasionally
Distract signals, helping the troopers,
alongside them.
battle alongside
They can
them.
even provide useful upgrades. Teamwork is key if any of you hope to escape the planet alive.
Teamwork. Classic. I hate that they're giving her upgrades. One of the most like obnoxious parts of Other M is that like she has to like what's his fucking name, Brian or whatever, has to authorize Adam. Is it Adam? Has to authorize the use of her abilities. Ugh. So like, this is like two of them at once. So like, okay, hold on. There's a lot to talk about here. Yo, do you see that little butterfly?
Escape the planet alive.
That's not Miles. That is. Like that little butterfly back there. Suit's looking clean though. We know that's this VU995. This is one of the companions. I'm looking at all this UI and stuff. The UI is looking a little like, I mean, it's almost there. And look, Duke and Armstrong with you together. And I know what you're thinking. Yo, but oh, what was the Star Wars clone trooper fucking first person shooter on the Xbox or whatever? But don't get hyped. Oh, they do have different icons. Republic Commando. This ain't no Republic Commando. But like, you're solving puzzles for them, and they're going to be talking about how to do it. Hate it.
Well, if it's the only way off this rock. All right, I'm in.
What do you say?
I'm in.
Teammates?
We saw this guy earlier.
It appears you require assistance.
I had no interest in anyone but
There's the other dude. Okay, so he's the dude with the one eye. Then there's the lady.
When we get home, I hope we can keep the band together.
The only one I want to explore with is another lady because I mean, let's be real here. You know, like, I mean, this shit should be like Silk Song, right? You know, Silk Song, 90% of the NPCs are women. 90% of the bugs are ladybugs. It should be like that at Metroid, you know.
I can't wait to see my family. When I get back home, I'll be taking a much needed.
You see this shit? Do you see the conversation that's happening here? He's talking about his family. This is the equivalent of you're climbing the side of a cliff with Atreus and having a heart-to-heart conversation. And whatever, you know, it's not like that stuff is bad in God of War. I mean, they have decent writers and stuff, but like, Samus ain't gonna talk. And it's just gonna feel whack. It's gonna feel whack. We've seen, if you look at the actual like uncut like playthroughs of like that first chapter with Miles, like the shit is awkward.
A new fate and an unknown destiny. A new fate and an
Armstrong's health. The crazy part is they showed that if your dudes go down, you get a game over. Like escort mission style. Like Miles got killed and got a game over.
unknown destiny await on planet Vuros. Samus and her allies' fight to survive is about to begin. Metroid Prime 4.
Honestly, if they were going to commit this hard to, like, I don't know, telling a story with characters we're supposed to care about, they should have just they should have had Samus talk. They should have had Samus talk.
Beyond.
Like if you're going to do that, go all the way. Or don't do it. The silent protagonist works because she's by her fucking self.
Available December 4th, only on the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch.
She spoke in Other M, but all of that was trash, dude. Other M is so fucking.
The footage shown was from the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of the game. Simply adjust how you hold the Joy-Con 2 controllers to seamlessly swap between standard and mouse controls as you play.
No, dude, do not play like this. Is gonna be like a trash way to play. Wait, they're not doing like gyro aiming, are they? Is it only the mouse aiming? Shit is so whack.
Plus, you can explore
this looks good, right? Like the. I wish they could.
Immersive world in 4K at 60 frames per second. Plus,
like this almost looks like an area where you'd be able to take your bike in.
Plus, you can explore the immersive world in 4K at 60 frames per second. Or enjoy smoother action in full HD at 120 frames per second.
Dude, you think the bike combat's gonna be good? Dude, I mean, I've played a lot of Twisted Metal. I think I could handle it.
HD at 120 frames per second. Choose from these two modes, both of which support HDR based on your preference and play style.
This looks good.
Both of which support HDR based on your preference.
This is the kind of shit I want to see more of. Like morph ball stuff, shenanigans.
The Nintendo Switch 2 edition of the game can be played on Switch 2. Please be sure to purchase the game edition that matches your
frame by frame?
Metroid Prime.
What do you mean?
Tap the
Fuck the amiibos, dude. They keep jacking up the price. Use Go frame by frame. How do I do that? What is that? It's a setting? The arrow keys?
Please be
Well,
Yeah, but it's skipping around too much when I use the arrow keys. Huh?
We're also
Use what? I'm using the arrow keys. Oh, use the caret keys.
transported to view.
Oh. Wait, what the hell?
Rows.
All these buttons I didn't even know you could do. Oh, I didn't even know there was a thing.
Data received.
Follow distress signals to help the troopers and occasionally battle alongside them. They can even provide useful upgrades. Teamwork is key.
Yeah, look, Mackenzie has a different icon too. It's like an engineer icon. See the wrench?
Hope to escape the planet alive.
I like the suit. I don't want to be hanging out with these people. All right, so let's watch the IGN preview. Let me tell you, I know people are like, that's right. I know people are like, oh, fucking, all fans are always unhappy, but like, it's rare to see like almost like actual like professional previews across the board, like pretty much like at the very least being uneasy about what's going on with this shit now. It's not like it's just like disgruntled or picky fans, right? Like to me this is like fairly unusual. Come on, man. I'm in the wrong browser. Of course, Pocop. I mean, Mina the Hollower, sadly, was never really going to. Also, it wasn't just this. I also listened to the Nintendo voice chat discussion.
After 8 years,
they go in depth on the dude who plays the game. Talks on the podcast about his experience, so he kind of goes into more detail about his concerns and fears and the red flags that he saw in his playthrough, experience in his playthrough.
of waiting, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is just 3 weeks away, and honestly, saying that still doesn't feel real. Maybe that's partly because Nintendo has kept a pretty tight lid on specifics surrounding.
I want to know what this game was before the reboot. I really want to know. I want to know who was, what team was making it, what were they making, what was so bad about it. Because I swear to God, if the reboot is we need to add more characters and stuff.
Samus Aran's next adventure. We've only seen a small handful of trailers, and much of Prime 4 has remained a total mystery. That's caused a lot of fans.
Hey, at least they're fucking voice acted, am I right? I mean, all these other Nintendo franchises, they don't even bother.
To think that they must be preserving some special.
Although I will be turning off subtitles and voice acting if this is a ever-present thing in Prime 4. But I'm wondering, like, does that break the game? I bet you can't turn off subtitles. Right. So we know you can turn off voice acting. But if you turn off voice acting and subtitles, I wonder if you'll not even, like, the game is going to be built or designed around the prompts of the other player, of the NPCs. So that might not even work. You know, if it's designed from the ground up with these companions in mind, then you might not be able to play that way.
Surprise, right? Well, while playing over an hour of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond on Nintendo Switch 2, I discovered a seemingly major component.
But again, it's not just about the cringe. It's not just about this character. Like, come on, dude. Even people that love God of War Ragnarok, like, everyone hated the constant chiming in bullshit. No one likes that. Fucking spoiling puzzles before you even get to have a chance to, like, look around. Like, I hate that shit. Everybody hates that shit. Okay. We don't know if that's the case. Well,
that's been completely absent from any footage we've seen so far. This guy.
Hey, Samus Aran!
I mean, they talk about examples here. There's also like footage out there of this portion of the game, and they call out like very specific concerns, like, hey, you're about to pass up this save room and stuff. Like, dude, the fucking tension of Metroidvanias is like, where's the next save room? It's been a while. Is this next door going to be the save room? I mean, granted, they're a little more telegraphed in like Metroid Prime versus like a 2D Metroid game or a Castlevania game, but like what? And I think the reason that people are there, it's not just that they don't like what they see, it's that I think they are familiar with experiences like God of War Ragnarok, which has probably inspired the direction that this game is going, right? Like, they've seen the worst of it. They've seen how like that shit can like ruin things. And like, that's a series where it's acceptable and good to have companions. Metroid is not. It's not built into the fucking DNA of the series to have like this fucking solid. It's like literally the worst series that they could have done this with. I mean, I'm trying to think. What about like Dark Souls having a really talkative NPC going, I think there's an ambush up ahead. You defend that, you motherfuckers, disingenuous assholes. Like, there are franchises where it works, and then there are franchises where it doesn't fucking belong. And I would say, like Dark Souls, Metroid, like that sort of atmosphere is essential. Like, from the fucking NES entry to, you know, like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? At least Other M was a spinoff, man.
Please get me down.
That's Specialist Miles McKenzie, a member of the Galactic Federation stranded with Samus on the planet Vuros. Miles tagged along for a significant chunk of my play session, and the way Retro Studios has implemented this NPC companion is far and away my biggest concern about Prime 4 after my time with it.
I got him!
The way he was implemented.
But we'll get to him a bit later, because everything else was pretty encouraging. Classic Metroid Prime exploration and combat, an intriguing setup, gorgeous art direction, and great technical performance on Switch 2 are coming together to create an adventure that likely won't redefine Metroid in any meaningful way, or live up to the unrealistic hype built by nearly a decade of waiting, but one that could serve as a great return for a sub-series that hasn't seen a new mainline entry.
How about Shadow of the Colossus 2 with Miles? You know, are there not games or franchises where this shit doesn't belong?
In 18 years, as long as annoying sidekicks don't keep getting in Samus's way.
Thank you, Samus.
Hey, Wander, did you try the elbow? Try climbing the elbow.
Before we get too far, a word about spoilers. Everything I play takes place during the first 90 minutes or so of the adventure, so you really don't have to worry that you're going to see too much. It's also worth pointing out that this was all on Switch 2. No one outside of Nintendo knows how Prime 4 will perform on Switch 1 just yet. But on Switch 2, it's looking fantastic so far. I started my preview in handheld mode, where I replayed the same introduction sequence we got to play at the Nintendo Switch 2 premiere event back in April. This was the final build of Prime 4's opening, and it's still an explosive introduction that sets the stage for the conflict
so you can
between
see my
Samus
despair.
and the Metroid-breeding bounty hunter Sylux, as our hero is warped away to the mysterious planet Vuros. The biggest takeaway here is that Prime 4 looked fantastic on the Switch 2 screen, specifically at 120
what is this
FPS
shit?
in performance mode. Once I was set up on the TV screen, Vuros. The biggest takeaway here is that Prime 4 looked fantastic on the Switch 2 screen, specifically at
Some sort of like
specifically at 120 FPS in performance. That Prime 4, our hero is warped away to the mysterious planet Buros. The biggest takeaway here is that Prime 4 looked fantastic on the Switch 2 screen, specifically at 120 FPS in performance mode. Once I was set up on the TV, playing in quality mode at a crisp 4K 60 FPS, things got started with a very familiar, nostalgic chain of events. The camera snaps behind Samus's visor, and I'm left alone to explore this lush forest region. So I, almost reflexively, start scanning everything in sight to add it to my logbook.
I don't like the way the scan looks,
Prime 4
man.
doesn't seem to be reinventing the morph ball. This still looks and plays like Metroid Prime, and I really enjoyed falling back into its investigative flow. Examining the local flora and fauna, locking onto floating gaseous spores or roots that leap out of the water and blasting them away with my arm cannon.
Yeah, let's not pretend like Navi didn't suck ass. In fact, like the fucking NPCs chiming in Zelda games got so bad that by the time fucking Fi from Skyward Sword was there, like that shit wasn't even voice acted. But like that, I would say that Fi was one of the biggest complaints about Skyward Sword. It was so bad. Like, Zelda is where it's at today because they decided to like take all the shackles, the training wheels off, and just let the player fucking be. Like, this is
seeing Samus's reflection in the visor as I open the blue and orange.
This is a series where we didn't have to worry about that shit. I mean, there was some like
was picking up right where it left off, retaining the core DNA of the series in this first.
Like, I loved how you could turn off a lot of like that stuff, even in Metroid Dread, like the most recent Metroid game. So it's like I feel like they're aware that there are players who don't want like the handholdy shit, right? But this companion stuff seems so baked into the game that I'm not even sure that they're going to give you many options. What? What are you talking about, Serby?
Major area. The forest is called Fury Green, and after making my way through several linear hallways, I was formally introduced to it with this sweeping wide shot that sells how great Retro's art direction is. You can tell Prime 4 was built as a Switch 1 game in a couple ways. Some background elements.
Yeah. You're saying Breath of the Wild had some of that, had some NPCs and stuff? Yeah. Yeah. But let me tell you, like anytime there was anytime like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom was like restricting the player, those were like absolutely like the worst parts of it. And like the best parts of it were when you had like absolute freedom, right? Like it's not even up for debate, really. It's like, this is not the like video games have been going in a good direction with a lot of this stuff. Like Ubisoft games have been getting better, right? Y'all have been playing Yote, right? Like those games have been getting like less and less like checklisty feeling and more organic from year to year, right? Like they know that that's what players want. So notice how Breath of the Wild had that, but opened up later. Zerby, this ain't a Breath of the Wild, man. This companion shit is baked into like the whole fucking game. You saw all that stuff in the breakdown video. They're they're even dropping lines like, you know, through teamwork, you're gonna fucking escape the planet or whatever the fuck. Like that's one of the, to me, my read on that from what they have shown, they themselves have shown, is that is a core tenet for Metroid Prime 4.
Flat, but handing the added power of the Switch 2 to a studio with an artistic track record like Retro has resulted in what's shaping up to be a really beautiful game. At least in this self-contained area. My preview didn't cover the open desert or Samus's motorcycle we've seen in the last couple of trailers. It's important to note that Nintendo specifically chose not to include that content at this preview event. Make of that what you will, but it leaves those two key components as our biggest.
But you see, Zerby, you're like, hey, well, what if it's not that bad? Yeah, we'll find out together. I'm gonna fucking buy and play the game, sure, but like what they have shown and said has not been like, hey, you got nothing to worry about. It's like, look at this video game. Look what we put in the video game. How do you feel about it? And the way I feel about it is, what the fuck are you doing? I'm not like assuming that it's going to be like best case scenario based on that. I'm just looking at what's in front of me.
Unanswered questions that will have to wait for our final review. But back to what I did actually see. In classic Metroid fashion, I soon ran into the first door I couldn't pass, so I morph-balled over to a new area and unlocked one of Prime 4's
I do like the animations from Morph Ball and out in this one.
New powers.
Psychic glove. Whatever.
The Psychic Glove. This gives Samus telekinetic control of psychic objects. I returned to the blocked door and used the glove to grab a psychic energy mote from a nearby...
Zerby, you watched that breakdown video with me just now, right? They showed so many other like companions and interactions and like solving puzzles together and breaking barriers together and like the terminology they're using. Like, it's not just like the introduction to the game. Also, you're not going to be playing Metroid Prime 4 for 80 hours like you are Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. It's not that kind of game. Like, even if they're introducing like the areas, like maybe they're just there in the first half and then the second half you're all on your own. Like experiencing a new area for the first time is such a big, like, important thing in a Metroid game. Like the isolation, being on a dangerous planet, kind of discovering how the flora and fauna work, like that is so key to the experience of Metroid, the atmosphere of Metroid.
Statue.
In all of them, except maybe Other M. And honestly, the Mercury Steam games were a little lacking in atmosphere. I mean, that is kind of one of my complaints about those games. Check out my Game of the Year video where I think Metroid Dread was number 9 or 10.
Redirect it into the lock, allowing me to proceed.
Like, what is this? This is not a fucking power.
Statue and redirect it into the lock, allowing me to proceed.
I sure hope that gets a lot more interesting.
All examples of this were pretty simple so far, but this is the first major area, so it's probably fair to expect they'll get more complex as Samus progresses.
I think it might like evolve into like they're harder to find, or maybe you have to do something to find them, and that reminds me of a lot of like the puzzle design or secret design in the modern God of War games, right? Like not just hit all these things with your axe, but you have to find out where all these things are and then hit them with your axe, right? Like that's kind of the energy I'm getting from these psychic balls, right?
I'm hoping the same for the other uses of the Psychic Glove, which involves slowly tracing basic shapes to unlock this energy tank, or painstakingly pulling a lever.
The worst part of Aria of Sorrow, or Dawn of Sorrow.
The animations felt sluggish, and the actions were completely mindless. Another thing I'm expecting to ramp up as we go.
Yeah, ramp up for sure, because this shit right here, like, you know what, I like just shooting a door and walking through it. What the fuck?
To ramp up as we go.
But if, you know, if you're doing that in a boss fight and it's cool, whatever.
On the way there, I passed some hardened tree resin I couldn't yet destroy, and scanning it indicated that a missile would take the wall down. I appreciate that Prime 4's blockades aren't all the same familiar doors, and that in this case, it was naturally woven into the environment. We'd be back here later, but with a friend in tow. After tiptoeing through an eerie, condensed part of Fury Green, I came across a crash-landed Galactic Federation ship, where I was immediately taken aback by the tonal whiplash. My way here was filled with hauntingly beautiful choral melodies and isolated exploration. It was vintage Metroid Prime. But now it's finally time to get to know Specialist Miles McKenzie.
Oh, wow. Wow. What a mess. You're alone on a planet with no hope of survival. But you're also not sitting next to Phil anymore in that cubicle, so... Win? Ugh.
He didn't leave a great first impression with this honestly cringy monologue, but I was still intrigued to see where it went. Samus and Miles got swarmed by some jungle monsters, and it became my job to protect Miles from them. After a close-quarters firefight that concluded with shooting the vines holding up Miles' ship, he awarded me with the missile upgrade for being his savior. This is fine, I thought.
He awarded
I
me with the
prefer
missile
isolation in
upgrade?
Metroid, but I don't mind running into a character here and there. To flesh out the story with I awarded me with the missile upgrade for being his savior. This is fine, I thought. I prefer isolation in Metroid, but I don't mind running into a character here and there to flesh out the story with some voice acting and cutscenes. But then...
If it's okay with you, I'm gonna tag along.
I started to get a sinking feeling.
So, where to? It might be a good idea to check the map and get our bearings.
In one sentence, Samus not only gained an unwanted companion, that companion also instantly started chiming in on what I should be doing.
Tutorial. Okay. Yeah. Was it just tutorial in God of War? Or are you hypothetical best case scenarioing this? Because that's just most certainly an inspiration. Yeah, well, so God of War and other, like, I don't know, other games have done it. What are some other games with companions, like modern games with companions? No, like you get into a fucking puzzle room and Atreus likes to comment on things you should be looking at or focusing on, or, oh, maybe try throwing your axe at that. And it's the whole fucking game, and it fucking sucks. And no one likes that shit. And there was no options to tell him to shut the fuck up. So don't tell me this is just the tutorial. Like, I guess I don't really understand your position. Is this more like a devil's advocate and you don't like how people are being grumpy about this? Because like I said, this is not the normal, like, frustrated gamer reaction. Like, all of these, like, professional, like, this is a preview. Like, generally, previews across the board skew positive. You know, you can have a positive preview and then a review that comes out by the same person gives it a negative score. Like, they trend positive most of the time. These are professional sites going like, uh-oh. I am reacting to what's in front of me. You are painting a best case scenario for the final product. I'm still going to play it. But like, if people are like, yo, this is fucked, what is wrong with them voicing that opinion?
Like Atreus to Kratos in God of War, or Aloy to Aloy in Horizon. The next 20 minutes...
See, that's another good point, right? So, like, there are games with companions where they're doing it, where they're constantly spoiling exploration and puzzle solving and combat encounter design, like new enemies and stuff. But then there's stuff like Horizon and games that have been copying Horizon where that character is talking to themselves, spoiling shit for the player. Like, Aloy never shuts the fuck up. And there's a lot of other games that do the same shit. Like, it's a modern trend that sucks ass, and you know, instead of Retro going, I don't know, let's maybe look at like Dark Souls or something, like some games have been doing, or Breath of the Wild, they're looking at fucking Horizon and God of War, and fuck that, and fuck those games, man. Because maybe they work in some games, but like that shit doesn't work in Metroid. Metroid it's like, so not that. It's so... like atmosphere might be the biggest thing about Metroid. Like from the beginning. This fucking sucks, man. Also, in God of War, it's your fucking kid. And kids are annoying. Whatever.
The demo ranged from mildly annoying to downright infuriating, as Miles constantly bombarded me with either awkward attempts at quippy humor,
It's about to get real nerdy in here.
It's about to get
or
nerdy.
unwelcome hints that directly defy Metroid's spirit.
It's a tutorial. So, like, Fury Green, who gives a shit? Fuck this biome. Fuck this area. Maybe the next one will be memorable and great. Because this one is ruined by best case scenario, maybe just a tutorial
of exploration and discovery.
You know, it's not like when you drop down on fucking Talos. Whatever, dude.
He would
The
scold me
first time you stepped off your fucking ship in Metroid Prime, it was like magical.
for not stopping to save my game.
Sure we don't need to use that?
Comment. He would scold me for not stopping to save my game.
Sure we don't need to use that?
Comment on everything I scanned.
Can you read that? Hey, does that say anything about this place? Hey, really don't want anyone in here. Hey, does that say anything about this place? Hey, really don't want anyone in here. Must be a sacred space.
Like, I don't want this motherfucker in my head. I don't want any of these fuckers in my head. Like, this sucks. It sucks. This franchise is like the opposite of what this vibe is.
State the obvious,
I can see the door, Samus.
and would scream whenever an enemy popped out of the ground suddenly.
What are you telling me, Zerby? You think I'm an Ocarina of Time like Stan? Dude, Navi sucks ass. Yeah, fuck Ocarina of Time. That game is not even in my top 5 Zelda games, I don't think. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom clears that shit. Link to the Past clears that shit.
I promise I'm not cherry picking here. I was in complete disbelief at how Miles was constantly talking during gameplay, to the point where I dug around the settings menu to see if I could tone it down. The only option I found was to mute voice acting entirely, but I don't see myself doing that when there are plenty of actual cutscenes I'd still like to see play out normally. I don't have a problem with Metroid focusing more on story or introducing important new characters, but that story and those characters need to be good, and Miles was so annoying and overbearing that I honestly found it hard to focus on what I was doing.
Well, I'll be. It did work.
Metroid Prime 3 Corruption features other bounty hunters that Samus occasionally crosses paths with, but it's never been this much of a focus. And throw in as many cutscenes as you want, but I can't help but feel a sacred line has been crossed when I'm playing a Metroid game and an annoying engineer tells me how to open my map, how to defeat an enemy, or reminds me to save without me asking for any of it. There are far
Talking about how to defeat enemies, again, another like a line is being crossed.
smarter, more nuanced ways to onboard new players and push a franchise forward while still respecting the reasons people love it in the first place. And the way Retro weaved Miles in caused a lot of dissonance that shattered the immaculate vibes the introduction set up.
Do you think can someone find like a good God of War Ragnarok video that demonstrates what I'm talking about?
How am I supposed to soak in these gorgeous vistas and this epic serious music when this guy is asking me if that weird smell is sweet or stinky?
There's a strange smell around here.
I'd had enough, and I tried to ditch Miles during a fight on a very cool bridge. I heard him yelling to not leave him behind, but before I knew it, he went down, and my visor prompted me to use Samus's psychic powers to revive him. When I failed to do so, Miles died, and I got a game over for letting a Federation trooper fall in battle. Of all the things Metroid Prime 4 could have been, I never would have guessed it would include outdated escort missions with companions that never stop talking.
The last stretch. I'm going for it. Cover me.
Quell my concerns. No.
Samus doesn't respond at all, which if you're going to
Your
take the chance
optimism
of
has nothing to
talking
do
a lot
about
or not at all,
how I
silence
feel about
is
the shit
right
I'm
choice in
seeing.
a vacuum, even if I think a few words here and there would work
The only
better than
thing
this
I'm gonna
silence.
like, we're just gonna see when the game comes out, and
But there are 3 words I really wanted to hear her say. Please shut up. Thankfully, this didn't last forever. After earning the new control beam ability that lets Samus direct her charge shots to hit multiple targets, to which Miles said,
You found something for your suit, didn't you?
we arrived in a Lamorne temple, where Miles decided to stay behind to work on fixing up some tech. Finally, some peace and quiet. I used the charge shot to open a blocked door from the other side, which reminded me of using Zelda Skyward Sword's beetle ability, both in its close-up camera angle and use of optional Wii-era motion controls, and pressed forward on my own. After enjoying the silence while working through a few more simplistic rooms, Samus was face-to-face with Carvex, Fury Green's plant-based boss. I blasted its tail, opening its belly up for a serving of missiles. It entered its next phase with 2 tails, and I found that by the time I destroyed the second, the first one had grown back. So, in classic Metroid fashion, where your most recent upgrade is often the key to beating a boss, I had to use a charge shot to destroy both its tails with 1 bullet. This was neat, and really felt like more vintage Metroid Prime game design shining through. Defeating Carvex netted Samus the power bombs, which have received a psychic buff this time around. You can place standard bombs to blow up suspicious spots as usual, but placing one infused with psychic power essentially turns it into a moat Samus can telekinetically move.
That's not that cool.
Master teleporter keys Samus is collecting to escape Vuros, and
Booyah! Long-range comms are back online.
Miles was back. But he didn't stick around for long, just asking Samus to return to base camp to talk about what to do next. Once I returned, Miles shared that Vuros isn't on any known star chart, saying we could be anywhere or we could be nowhere, setting up an interesting story that, paired with Samus's other main objective of preserving the history of the Lamorne civilization before it's lost to time, I can't wait to see play out. With that, Miles and Samus agreed to be partners, sharing data with each other now that the comms are working. And Miles stayed behind as Samus returned to the desert area we still know so little about, and my time swiftly came to an end. So, how big of a role will chatty companions play in the full adventure? It's hard to say. The fact that the game over screen told me a Federation trooper was killed in battle rather than that Miles was killed in battle, coupled with the fact that the Federation page of the logbook had several blank entries to fill out after I scanned Miles, tells me that each major area of Prime 4 will likely have a companion to find. If that fear turns out to be true, I can only hope that they aren't all as overbearing as Miles, that his section felt particularly frustrating because it was the opening area, and that Prime 4 won't be afraid to let me explore and figure things out on my own.
I'm just gonna stay out of your way. You let me know when it's clear.
Which is a strength of all the best Metroid games. Because other than that major exception, I really enjoyed my first big look at Prime 4, and I'm beyond curious to see how it all finally comes together on December 4th. For more on Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, check out a special...
I mean, look, I hope it's best case scenario as well. Trust me. I'm trying to remember. What is...
But it's another...
All right, wait, hold on. There was... Jeff from Giant Bomb said during his preview, Retro Reps kept asking people what they thought of Miles.
Can't give him a...
But it's another the way they've done it, that level of like... But it's another the way they've done it here, where that epic choral melody is still playing. You are still Metroid behind
Oh, what you got, Pasta? Go ahead, post it. I would love to... I mean,
the visor scanning and...
I don't know. Like, I would say, like, I'd like to see a positive take, but I mean, it's like, it's preview period. Previews are always fucking positive. more footage. Let's see. All right. Well, let me. I want to listen. So let's listen. But
fighting, but they have just glued on this like annoying, like I don't know, like the worst style of MCU humor. Like at its when it's bad, like that level of like quippiness and cringe to a Metroid game that is otherwise fundamentally unchanged. Like if you lifted Miles from this, it would be Metroid Prime and it would be great. But they made Metroid Prime and then just like dropped this guy into it. And it just feels like a really bummer of a direction. Let's talk about Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. This is a real game that is coming out in 3 weeks after 8 years of waiting. I have played it. I have played roughly 1 hour, between an hour and 90 minutes of it at a preview event last week.
What am I looking at with
New
this
York
door?
City. 2 of the 3 amiibo are out now.
Is this like a
I wasn't,
puzzle?
but I caved and I got,
Why does this door
just
take
the normal
so long
Samus
to come
one,
open?
Not the giant one with Samus
Like
on the
electric
bike. And my
beam,
here it is.
ice
Oh,
beam.
no,
Like
no,
what?
okay.
What is happening with that door?
We are dancing around right now. There it is. There's the amiibo.
Okay, so I'm already
It is
seeing like
very nice.
potential puzzle design here, right?
But I played 2 different segments. The first one was what you're seeing on screen, but not this version of it.
Like this seems really
from
simple,
the
but I could
April
see
Nintendo
potential
Switch 2
for where that
year
gets
event
more
that Brian and I
interesting.
were at. This is the intro to the game. Samus drops on a planet at a Galactic Federation base that's in a war zone, and you fight through it. It's very cinematic, epic sci-fi action, and then you're introduced to Sylux, the bounty hunter who's returning from Metroid Prime Hunters, is the main villain in this game, who breeds his own Metroids. That conflict is introduced, and then Samus is whisked away by this mysterious artifact to the planet Vuros, which is where Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is going to presumably entirely take place on. Before I go any further, everything I saw is in like the first 90 minutes of the game itself, so don't really worry about super big spoilers. Like I know the setup for the story, which I'm going to talk about, and like the first boss, but it's like the equivalent of if I told you what happens in like the Great Deku Tree and Ocarina of Time. Like it is not a very big chunk of this game at all. I walked out of this preview event the most like conflicted I've ever felt walking out of a first party Nintendo preview event. And I know I was joking a lot earlier in the show about a chatty companion. That's a real big issue and a real big bummer in this game that I'm gonna get to. That's the bad. I want to start with the good, which is that this game looks amazing and it runs phenomenally. I played the Switch 2 edition. Nobody knows how this plays on Switch 1 yet except Nintendo and Retro. It's just like Legends EA, we'll know at launch how it is on Switch 1. But on Switch 2,
This looks pretty cool.
man,
I think the
good.
bike
Like,
stuff looks pretty neat.
it is a cross-gen game. You can tell in some ways this is not a full-fledged, like all cylinders Switch 2 next-gen exclusive.
I mean, it looks like it was made to run on a Switch 1. I get it, but
art direction teams on the planet, so give them a chance to make this cross-gen
the
game.
slow-moving shit I
Prime 4
don't
on
get.
Switch 2 looks
What's the point?
absolutely
But-
incredible. Gorgeous vistas, great environments, really dense textured foliage in this forest area I was in. I played it at 120 FPS on the Switch 2 at handheld. So smooth, so awesome, looks great. Played it in 4K 60 on the TV. Looks just amazing. Like, this is stunning. It's not the best game you've ever. Controls, no motion.
I want to play this.
Use the mouse controls.
For fun, but they
In a cubicle with goodbye, and then he says, I think I'm gonna tag along. So where to? It might
Here we
be
go,
a
here we
good
go.
idea to check the map and get
Does
our
this look
bearings.
controllable?
No.
So
Stop.
within like
Shut up.
1 or 2 lines of dialogue, this guy not only joins the mission, he also tells Samus what to do. He tells Samus, check your map. And I felt like my stomach drop when this was the direction it started to go. I couldn't believe what I was seeing after how encouraged I was from the first 15 minutes to now. And it just got worse and worse. Here are some quotes that I did sample in my preview, so sorry for the repeats if you've already watched that. But he says, missiles are effective against creatures with a hard shell, you know. You pass a save room and you don't go in to save because it's a preview event. I'm not going to waste a minute going into the save room. He says, that looks important, Samus. Are you sure we don't need to use that?
These aren't psi powers. Making platforms appear are not psi powers.
Tablet, which enters into my logbook because the new race is called the Lemorn. And very cool part of this game is that there's always an ancient race on these planets in Metroid Prime, and the conceit this time is that the Lemorn entrusts Samus to document their entire history before it's lost to time. Very cool idea. Because Samus is very much like a detective, a historian in these games. So to
What do you
make
think
the
that
plot of this,
stuff does? The
our
green
race is
shit.
extinct. this planet could go away at any time. You need to save our history before it's gone forever. Love that. You scan one of the tablets, and Miles says, "Can you read that? Does it say anything about this place? Wow, they really don't want anyone in here. It must be a sacred space." It is constant. It's constant.
You say it looks on a rail, but the rail is what you're controlling potentially.
Like he cuts himself off because you see something else that he then comments on. And I swear, I am trying to approach this very fair. I am not exaggerating. It is almost nonstop when he is with you. There's like little combat scenarios where he's not talking all the time, but he screams whenever an enemy jumps at him. Like super cool atmospheric moody thing. This
So he's not
enemy
even like in your headset. He's following you physically.
He's with you.
So it's an escort. It's an escort mission where
Leave
he's.
Samus alone. She's working.
Yeah, like so.
Don't talk to her.
Wait. Okay. Sorry.
It sounds fake. I couldn't believe it, but this is it. This is the direction this is going.
Okay, what's driving me nuts here is that we've tried this before. We've gone down this path with Metroid where there is another character telling them when they can and can't use certain items, where there's another character talking to you the whole time. We saw that in Fusion. Like
Whoa.
When that game launched, there was backlash to it.
Does this the suit? This is the light suit?
I don't want to speak for everybody, but I will say that for me personally, when I engage with Metroid as a franchise, it is to be left alone.
Was she wearing that in the footage that we saw before? Well, I mean, it's not literally the same suit from Echoes, but, you know, it definitely has that kind of energy.
It is for this isolation. It is for this, just this dark, bleak, quiet sci-fi world that I am exploring at my own pace, and having somebody interject constantly takes me out of that. But we've tried this. It didn't work, right? We tried it with Other M. It didn't work. Like, why are they doing this again?
Yeah, and it's one thing if Metroid wants to strike out in a new direction and introduce a companion and have this stuff and fundamentally change what Metroid is, which I have a problem with, because it's like, at what point does something transform to become so unrecognizable? It is no longer what you fell in love with. We're not quite there yet with Prime 4, but it feels like a step towards that. But it's another the way they've done it here, where that epic choral melody is still playing. You are still Metroid behind the visor scanning.
Metroid behind the visor.
But they have just glued on this like annoying, like, I don't know, like the worst style of MCU humor. Like when it's bad, like that level of like quippiness and cringe
wall jump
to a Metroid game that is otherwise fundamentally unchanged. Like if you lifted Miles from this, it would be Metroid Prime and it would be great. But they made Metroid Prime and then just like dropped this guy into it, and it just feels like a really bummer of a direction. Like what you've seen so far, you could get over an hour more every week. Catch full episodes of Nintendo Voice Chat over on the IGN Games YouTube channel or on your favorite podcast service.
Like, I mean, my question is, well, he's ruined this level clearly, but like, did they do play testing, and were people like was their game design too bad, or were they like were people too stupid to figure out like what you do with the missiles? Like, is it not sufficient anymore to like, you pick up a missile and then you immediately put in front of the player an enemy that cannot be defeated with the normal shoot, and you think, well, I just picked up these missiles, why don't I try that? Oh, it works. Now I know how these work. Like that's like
Here's the thing.
Nintendo's been doing this for decades. We just complimented them like 20 times in a top one.
Here's the thing. Like I said, there's different kinds of people out there, right? In the previews and on the internets that are complaining. There are the people who are unhappy about Miles specifically. Because I know the question is like, oh, are the reviews going to like be bad now or whatever? Like, I think that most critics are going to be fine. Like, so almost everybody hates Miles, and that's fair, right? There are people who like only really hate the Miles part, and that if the other characters are good, they're going to be like pleased as punch. They'll be happy. They'll be fine, right? That's not me, and that's not, other Metroid fans that I've seen, right? But when it comes to like the game getting reviewed, like it's easy for Miles to be a punching bag, sure, but unless those other characters are like really terrible, I don't think it's going to be a problem for some people, right? So it's not like it's ruining the game for so many people. There are like, Metroid, they're the people who the isolation in the atmosphere is like the main thing they love about the series. Yeah, those people are going to stay disappointed. And I get that. I'm with them on that. It's something about like classic Tomb Raider that I love that went away in that series. I don't know. Man, where did all this footage come from? Her suit looks so like like I look at her suit and I'm like, it almost seems like she should just have wheels like fucking Kinetica. She looks like a goddamn bike with this new suit. She should just have morph ball wheels, Fucking Kinetica. I can't believe that we're gonna get such a crisp, like, smooth Metroid game in a couple of weeks, though. Like, I'm so happy that they waited for the Switch 2 to release this game, because I would have been so sad playing this on a Switch 1. My God. I'd rather the Metroids talk, probably telepathically, than I hate the fucking Federation troopers and stuff. I don't like that stuff at all. I mean, can we? I mean, the music's at least gonna be good, right? I mean, even Metroid Prime 3 had banging music. Art direction, of course. The big open desert thing looks kind of like lo-fi, but that's because this was born as a Switch 1 game. Like the actual cutscenes look pretty good, like the cutscene direction. There's definitely more like movement in a way that I've not seen in any sort of Metroid cutscene before. Just companion. I don't. And the fact that only one of the companions is a lady is just salt in the wound. Salt in the fucking wound. Why? Why did Retro show that character? Why didn't they just pick another character to show? This is crazy. So this is definitely like find the different 5 different orbs or whatever. maybe more. Well, you don't have to show the beginning of the game. She looks like she's a character from Connecticut. Are y'all familiar with Connecticut? See if I can find some emulator footage.
I'm alone. Good too. This 30% boost.
Fucking Connecticut, y'all. I could see it, man. Samus with morph ball wheels. Isn't that the vibe? This new suit?
Faster stunts.
Fucking wheelies from Return to Oz or whatever. What do they call those guys? Yeah, the monkey. Were they monkeys on the wheels? They had like roller skate feet or whatever. Honestly, this kind of looks like a like a Metroid Prime enemy. Interesting, huh? Look at that. Dude, look in the top right. Dude, that is a racetrack. Look on the top right. That's a racetrack. Two of nine? 2 of 9? I thought you all were joking about racing. Here we go. It's nice to see more than just flat desert, you know? I mean, it's very fucking open. But I mean, that's fine. Honestly, like, sometimes, like, large scale, like, is... Not that this game, we care about atmosphere in this game anymore, but sometimes like, you know, like Shadow of the Colossus wasn't the most detailed world, but whoa! What, they're just posting all this shit on the fucking Japanese website? What the fuck is going on? What is that? Fucking air bike? What is that? It didn't look like she was on the bike. It's hard to tell because it's directly behind. But that it looks more condensed than the bike, right? That looks cool. That's a cool enemy. I mean, dude. The part where it's just Metroid Prime looks great. I mean, at least we're seeing enough footage where you're not seeing the companion thing up on the top left, right? Miles himself, I don't even think bothers me as much as like some people in like the anti-MCU quippiness. To me, it's just like it's companions existing at all, the God of War Ragnarok's kind of thing. Man, that's some that all that footage certainly made me feel better. But it's probably just because I'm excited. I'm going to get to play a new Metroid Prime game, but... man. Long play, no commentary. I mean, how many times do I gotta say the word vibes? Yeah, why is this most replayed? Is that Introduction to Phendrana Drifts? I bet it fucking is, dude. Dude, I'm saying, like, imagine this moment being ruined by a fucking NPC. Imagine. Iconic. Goated. Oh, new area. What's going on here? New creatures. New beautiful music. You could scan them and find out a little bit about them, or you could just play the fucking game, figure it out for yourself. Come on, this guy's a scrub. If only an NPC was there to tell him where to go. Atmosphere dog. How do I defeat this enemy? Yeah, I just honestly just forgot about the ball jump. I mean, I remember some Metroid games having it, but for whatever reason, Prime, I wasn't thinking Prime was one of them.
Recorded to logbook.
I like that. I like scanning. Is better back then. And I like the fucking recorded to logbook. I like that stuff. That was fucking man.
Recording to logbook.
I love Metroid so much, y'all. I didn't need that. Didn't need this shit. Look at this idiot trying to figure things out. If only Miles was there to tell him, hey, try shooting your missiles. I don't know, y'all. I just can't believe 2 weeks away there's a new Metroid Prime game. It's been so fucking long. I was in such a better headspace about this game prior to this week. You know, I would occasionally rant about like bad trailers, underwhelming trailers, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks. You know, but it was never like actual, you know, it's fucking Metroid Prime, man. What's up, Blobbly? It's cursed. Y'all better buy it. Oh, I'm certainly. You don't have to worry about me.
Space Pirate Gray is definitely not my style.
Oh, MCU quip.
So I'll let you get this generator back online. Thanks, Sammy.
It's always been this way. How do I fix the FOV? What if she hung around, told me how to do this?
Samus, our efforts to slow the meteor have failed. You must hurry.
My memories of this game are really limited. Where's that punk ass? Doesn't like to show up until I'm in here, bitch. I did get this one, right? No? Why do I think I can go further up there? Can't see my fucking cursor. I can't see my cursor. you think the Prime games haven't aged that well? What do you mean? I think Prime 3 is a little like cheesy and disappointing, but I mean, I think all of them have aged pretty well. I mean, they still feel like, you know, wholly unique. This one, though, is a little... I don't know.
That was a little too hot for my liking. Well, I already took care of Generator B, so I'll leave it to you to get this final generator back online.
The other hunters are so stupid. But there's some pretty cool boss fights in this game.
Head to the control room.
Yeah, there's some cool areas. The fact that they're not connected sucks ass, but... What is beeping at me? Oh. Oh. Where are we on that one, Miles?
Now that the defense system is back online, it remains our you must get to the control tower. We are uploading the location of the
I don't remember how to... Oh, you actually use the pointer in this one? Stop it. The fucking sky, there's like a sky, whoa, what the fuck? There's like a sky, temple, right? Like a, what is it called? Sky City or whatever. That area is super cool. Where am I going? Where am I going? Love it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh. Stop it. Stop it.
You're late. We were about to leave you behind.
The meteor is approaching faster than you think.
If we don't make it to the top in time, we can kiss this planet goodbye.
Hey, relax. We're the good guys. Just
Isn't the ice guy the first boss fight? The first hunter you fight? Am I usually able to stream on Sundays? His boss theme is fire. I'm off tomorrow. Switch my days off this week because of reasons. But I do have to get up at 6:30. Get Henry ready for school. I'd stream more if more people showed up, but usually when I stream, it's pretty quiet. I was even wanting to do something where I like streamed for a whole month every day. If I just find a good month where I'm not going anywhere. Just because I have so many games I'm playing right now. Oh man. Oh wait, it's a Wii game now. I gotta stream Prime 4. Yeah. I mean, I want to stream all kinds of shit. You know, I did one Final Fantasy Tactics stream and it was so fucking depressing. I just never did it again. Need some of that corruption juice.
He's coming too.
Whoa.
Can you hear
Whoa.
me, Samus?
Emulator. No.
Vital signs are stable. Welcome back, Samus. You've been asleep for quite some time. A month, to be exact. We feared we'd lost you. Thanks to your great work, Norion is now safe. At the end of the battle, we found you and the other hunters all unconscious. Our medical examinations then yielded surprising results. Your bodies are now somehow self-generating Phazon.
What's wrong with the stream title? I named the stream title Brad.
What's even stranger is that there are no
I don't stream much anymore.
This led us to investigate if we
I think the problem is my stream key also streams to YouTube, and that YouTube, I don't know how to control that YouTube title.
During the invasion,
What does it say on Twitch?
You must have noticed some powerful troopers in new suits. We integrated this same phase-on enhancement device into your armor while repairing your
I
damaged
do like the
body
corruption suit. The emulator's wigging out at the top. It did that before. I'll have to restart, but I need to
Troopers
save.
wearing this device have phase-on pumped to their weapons from an external backpack. This gives them an extra boost.
What does that mean? Every stream title for me on Twitch? I go into the dashboard and I change it before I went live today.
But in your case, think about it. With this phase-on coursing through your body, you can fuel the PED using your own internal energy. Pretty effective, don't you think? Why don't you try the PED now?
Even when I stream from PS5?
Initiate PED program.
Recharging energy reserves.
I don't know. Oh no! Okay, I'm gonna have to do some research. Stop it! Stop it!
You must have noticed during this test that hyper mode possesses devastating power.
Okay, I'll have to figure out what's causing that.
Over the past month, we've learned the hard way.
Unless
just
someone
how
could do
powerful
some
our
quick
enemies
research.
are. To deal with them, you'll need the firepower of the PED suit. Make good use of it.
I don't understand. When I stream on Twitch, it says that as the Twitch title? Or just the notification? I don't understand.
Now that you are familiar with the workings of the PED
What does
device,
live February
the
04 even mean?
2 would like to meet with you. There are many pressing matters to discuss. The AU chamber is located just off the command bridge.
If I go on the Twitch app and I look and the title is called Brad. I'm so confused.
You'd better get going.
Like I'm looking at my stream on the Twitch app where
Oh,
I'm not
one more
logged
thing.
in.
After 25 seconds, the safety feature automatically ends hyper mode. You'll have to keep paying attention.
All right. Wait, was that a that wasn't a save though, right?
You better get going.
Whoa, okay. So all my visors are bugged out. Okay, so it's just emulation fuck up. Holy shit. Let me save. I gotta go to bed anyways. Thanks for hanging out. Lots more ranting this year. Whoa, I can't even charge! Holy fuck. Yo, where's my save room? It's gotta be... Yo, where's my save room? It's up here. Holy fuck. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Shit. Shift F1? Is that quick save? I was wondering how to do quick save. Because I saw that like F1 just loads the quick save. So Shift F1 is the save state. Sweet. So I wonder if I like... Actually, let's test it real quick. Hold on. So if I like... Oh, I have 2 instances of this shit open. If I... Let's see. Stop emulation. Or we'll reset, I guess. If I... Uh-oh. Dude, my computer just got loud. Oh, no, it's fucked up. I think I need to... Right. Let me... Hold on. Let me try completely reloading the emulator and see what happens. Not load the save state. I mean, load into a regular save. I don't know. I probably did this to myself. The ROM I had from forever ago is the PAL version of the game, and I'm using the 60 FPS hack, and that might be causing issues. I should have just grabbed a NTSC ROM or whatever. But thanks for looking, Ashif. See if I loaded in normally. If I've... All right, we're good. See, let me try. Actually, let me try the. Okay, yeah, we're good. I do kind of want to fix the FOV though. What even is that button?
Can I help you?
I always love that warping effect though. Reminds me of Soul Reaver. Alright, I'm going to bed. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. I'll do this more if y'all show up. I promise. I promise. The only thing that's stopping me... You know what? That flashing is happening on my monitor. On my Windows screen. Like my desktop. At the top. What the fuck? I mean, I don't think it's my monitor, but I mean, yeah, even in my browser. What the fuck? Weird. Here, let me show you. I wonder if I can see it. Hold on, hang on. Here, I'm playing a video.
Old place.
Here, look.
And that your explorations will be forcefully opposed by the natural environment, by intelligent space pirates, and by other things more mysterious that you'll discover. The games have all...
Actually, hold on. I think it just stopped. No, I'm seeing flashing still. Dude, could it be my... maybe I need to degauss my monitor.
Always reminded me a little of Dark Souls in that they set the right mood. Instead of item descriptions, a lot of the storytelling is done through the scan visor. A great deal is written, which supplements the world building and complements the atmosphere. And for me, that atmosphere, while exploring, is the point of Metroid Prime. I feel that the other elements of the game really aren't that important. For example, the gameplay, or the puzzles. They're fine, there's not really anything wrong with them, but they've never been fantastic. It's important to have them, but if something was going to change drastically, if Retro was going to decide on a bold and new approach in an effort to improve something, I would not object very hard if that's what they took the hammer to. And that's because Metroid Prime is not defined by its puzzles. All that is fine, but what defines Metroid Prime, the thing it excels at, is the exploration and the atmosphere. And Mackenzie is interfering with specifically that.
So, where to? It might be a good idea to check the map and get our bearings. How about we avoid any standing water? Those things seem pretty territorial. Say, something interesting. You sure we don't need to use that? Ah! Is everything in this jungle trying to kill us? Wow, there. found something for your suit, didn't you?
Awful.
That door just opened all by itself.
It isn't just that he's talking and that he's cringy. It's that he's messing with the atmosphere that people have waited 18 years to experience. And I think that's pretty reasonable that that bothers people. It would be a problem even if he was a great character. So a common rejoinder that I have seen and I expect people will say is that apparently Mackenzie doesn't stay very long. And so the isolation that people value will likely remain for most of the playtime. That's potentially true. Here's a couple of problems that might arise though. Number one, this is likely to happen with a different NPC every time you visit a new zone. There's a bunch of different Federation troopers that got teleported to the planet Viros, and they all seem to have a different class. You know, you got the leader-looking guy, you got the sniper guy. Mackenzie's the engineer, and he has a little wrench to the left of his health. And you'll have sections where you have to keep him safe and protect him. I suspect there's going to be something like that for all of the characters. And while it's possible that those characters too won't overstay their welcome, with Mackenzie, you meet him as you're exploring the area for the first time, and I suspect that that's going to happen with all of them. Which means that they're doing their damage during the most valuable part, the first impression. Yes, it's likely that they won't be there when I'm backtracking or when I'm getting missiles or whatever collectibles I haven't gotten.
Monitor off.
And so if you look at the total game time of how much I had to listen to them yapping, and compare it to how much time I was exploring in silence, they might end up taking a very small percentage. But if they're messing with the first impression, they'll have a disproportionate negative impact. If anything, it should be the opposite. You should be able to explore those areas.
Everyone's saying the same shit I've been saying.
Next time you go around, it wouldn't be so bothersome to have them talking at you. We also don't know if we're only going to have them in a scenario once. Like, are we going to only have Mackenzie once, and then from then on it'll be one for each? It could be that they each get multiple. It could be that you have several at once sometimes.
We saw that
in the
actually.
previews. After Mackenzie leaves, he ends up setting up communications. So now he can talk to you even when he's not present. It could be that he does that sparingly, but who knows? We don't know how much the game intends to rely on their presence. Another potential rejoinder is that Mackenzie is probably the most annoying one. He's the comic relief character. And so if you have a problem with his jokes or his cringy attitude, the other NPCs are very likely not going to be that way. I think that's probably true. But again, the cringiness is not really what I take issue with. The problem is that they're talking at all, ruining my atmosphere. And it's also the things that Mackenzie was saying. Not the jokes, not the cringe. Things like, Samus, check your map. You should fire a missile at that kind of enemy. We shouldn't stand in this kind of water. You should go use the save point over there. Hey, are you sure you don't want to use the save point? There's an interesting thing over there. Why don't you check it out, Samus? He has PlayStation Studios syndrome. He's got Atreus from God of War syndrome. And nobody likes that. Nobody likes that. I am concerned that if one of these companions is with you when you are trying to do a puzzle, they will backseat the puzzle, giving you more and more hints as you take more and more time, and maybe even just giving you the answer if you take too long. So even if it's the case that the other soldiers don't lean into the comic relief angle like Mackenzie does, there'll still be a problem if they're commenting on every save point and pointing out what weapon I should use on every passing enemy. Now, of course, those are just the worst case scenarios. It does not necessarily mean that that's definitely going to come to pass, and even if it does come to pass, it might not be as severe as some people worry about. And even if it is, that doesn't necessarily mean that the whole rest of the game is going to be bad because of it. I will admit, when I first saw the trailers and the previews, I was pretty mad, but I've had time to cool off, and I've been looking at the design for the other Federation soldiers, as well as Mackenzie. And I think they look really nice, maybe Mackenzie the nicest when he's wearing his helmet. The Marvel humor cringy dialogue that people were complaining about is already not as irritating as when I first heard it. I think there's a good chance that a lot of people will find him endearing by the end of the game. Now, I think the last thing that has people concerned is the focus on the Federation. For some reasons that I've already described, the more that they focus on Samus's relationship with Federation soldiers and talking to people, the less time she has to herself, and that potentially interferes with the atmosphere people enjoy. Metroid Prime 3 is the least well-liked of the 3 Metroid Prime games. It's the one least similar to the other two because it took a greater focus on this kind of war with the Federation versus the Space Pirates and Phazon. And Metroid Other M also had a big focus on Samus and her relationship to Federation soldiers. Now, personally, I do not dislike the Federation. If anything, my first experience with them in Metroid Prime 2, which was the first Metroid Prime game I played, I thought they were super cool, and always wanted to learn more about them. I can like a Federation story, but it is the case that historically, the series has not done a good job with the Federation. In fact, the more the Federation is involved, the more it's the focus, the worse the game turns out. Okay, I hope this video has helped you understand why some...
Anyways, good night. Gonna have bad